I'm turning 62 this summer, and no, nothing to applaud, nothing to applaud. You don't applaud somebody for getting older, that's just dumb luck. I'm turning 62, I'm not happy about it because it's not a lot of fun, but what irritates me even more than that is to watch some celebrity sit on the television I'm watching and go, hey, I just turned 64 and I've never felt better in my life. Wow, are you full of shit? This is the best you've felt? Seriously? In your whole life? 64? What was it like early on? Were you suffering from polio? Were you in an iron lung? In your 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, did they cover you with ticks? You have Alzheimer's, you son of a bitch. I have a great deal of love and affection for my generation, and it was my generation, really, was the first generation ever that said they were going to change the world. And we certainly did. We have screwed it up. The saddest thing is that right now, my generation has no legacy to leave behind. People are going to look back at my generation and go, whoa, how did that happen? And so I firmly believe we need to leave a legacy behind. And there is really, I think, only one thing that we can get done before, because we're running out of time. And I believe the one thing that we can do is legalize pot. I realize there's kind of a difference. It's illegal here, but you don't seem to care. Which is an interesting thing, because in the United States, when something is illegal like pot is, we arrest people. We love rules. I mean, it's unbelievable. But we allowed BP to basically, do what they did to us. I mean, it's almost murder. And Tony Hayward leaves on a yacht, but my friend Eddie is picked up for a half a joint in an ashtray. It's unbelievable. Now, I know that some of you are thinking, hey, Louis, the reason you want it legalized is you smoke pot, and I don't, and I seriously don't. I did, and it was great. But as any kid would, some kids do, I smoked too much. I smoked a ton. And then by the time I turned 25, I was smoking so much, it didn't work anymore. It didn't work, nothing. And then I turned 35, and I quit for 10 years. A friend of mine says, you gotta try it again. They've improved it. And it scared me to death. I couldn't feel my feet. I could not feel my feet. Hey, you son of a bitch, I've got no feet. Bring me some water from the kitchen. I got no feet. Bring me water, I am parched. And it was then that I became a drinker. I will tell you that if you're a drinker and you're against the legalization of pot, you're a hypocrite. And there's no argument. There's no argument. You're allowed to have your high. You don't allow others to have their high. And I know what you're thinking, but Mr. Black, I saw your little demonstration there. I think that was very scary. You had no feet. It's scary to you. It's not scary to the pot smoker. That's why they smoke pot. They smoke pot to lose their feet. That's why the pot smoker is happy wherever they are. I'm not going anywhere. This is great. Besides, I got no feet. Now, the reason we drink, as we well know, is we want to basically lose our head. That's what we do. We think too much, and we take that bottle and we go, come on, stop it! Stop thinking! Now, it seems to me, call me silly, it's kind of smarter, really, if you had a choice of losing your head or your feet. I think the feet. To simplify the argument, if you were to leave the theater this evening and I said, I'm giving you a choice. You can get in a car with a driver who's completely drunk, or you can get into a car with someone who's stoned to the tits. Which car are you going to get in? Unless you're feeling suicidal, you're going to get in with the stoner, because the stoner's not going to be caught speeding, are they? Because the stoner is taking the time, unlike the drinker, to smell the roses. Or at least think that's what they're smelling. One of the reasons that I had no fear of smoking when I was young was because I was lied to. You can't lie to someone about something. You just can't do it, because it makes the person realize, hey, it's not so bad. I knew that pot wasn't bad, and I knew it because I was told that it was a gateway drug, that pot would lead to the use of heroin. You know what else does? Pretzels. Especially with spicy mustard. As we all well know, pot is a gateway drug, isn't it? It's a gateway drug to the kitchen. I became healthier because of pot. When I was young, my mother said to me, I really want you to try some yogurt. It's really good for you, and it contains bacteria. And since I loved my mother and trusted her, I took a little yogurt and went, this stuff tastes like shit! What's the matter with you? Are you trying to kill me? This is crazy! Did somebody put something in a sock and leave it in their crotch for a week and then add blueberries? When I was 21, I was alone in my apartment just off campus. There were no roommates around, and I smoked a joint, and I ended up in the kitchen. But all that was left to eat there was yogurt. I realized I could walk 2 blocks and have any food that I could possibly want, or yogurt. But I wasn't sure what was out there. And so I had the yogurt. And it was spectacular! It was better than ice cream! I'm gonna eat this stuff for the rest of my life, and I'll be healthy, because it contains bacteria. There is a practical reason, a very practical reason, to legalize pot. My country has no economy. And I am pretty sure yours doesn't, because your dollar is almost equal to ours. We could raise money in our country by taxing the rich, but we're afraid of them. We don't tax rich people in our country. No, no, no. And what's interesting about not taxing rich people is if you actually tax them. If you taxed rich people, guess what? The next day, they'd still be rich. And so I propose to you that in order to get our economies back on track and raise money, that we legalize pot, and we can do it the old-fashioned way, with a bake sale. And then years from now, people will look back on my generation and say, that's the generation that legalized pot. And that explains why they didn't get anything else done. Always a pleasure to be with you.